Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, everybody.
You got to
How are
bring
we
your camera
doing?
down a little bit there. Did you?
Down? Oh,
Did
you
you?
mean like I gotta sit up? That's what you mean.
You either got to sit up or you got
Yeah.
to bring the camera down a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. Maria must have gotten my chair. We'll blame her.
There you
There you
go.
go.
That's nice.
Hey.
So what did you do to your hair there? Did you use just for men?
What? Oh, no. This is just some it's instead of using the normal hair gel that I use, this is like a leave-in conditioner. It's nice.
Because it looks like you got rid of all the gray hair somehow. They just grew out.
Oh, well, if I just do a skin fade, it just disappears. So we
Oh,
go
what did he
bald
put
on the
into the
sides.
frame? This PS5?
Oh, that no, ignore that. That's not there. That's fake. That's a green screen.
Oh, I
No, no,
didn't
no. I
see
don't
it.
have that. That wasn't for
No.
me. That was for someone else. That's
Oh,
for
I
someone
see
else.
it.
No. I swear to God. See, I'm gonna go take it down if you keep going, Bree. I'm gonna take it out. I will close this door.
Wait, what do you have up? So
Just
you got
go
PS5 for
ahead. There's
Christmas?
nothing there. See, there's nothing there.
Oh, that's for
No,
Maria.
no, it's not. No, it's not for Maria. It was
Hurry up, make up a
we
story.
were we were just able to buy them. Miller was gonna buy it. I asked Alicia because she had talked about it in Twitch if she wanted it, and then Miller was gonna buy it, and then he had a hot water heater go out or whatever. So
Oh,
I
you
got to
got it
find.
because of Best Buy.
No, no, I'm selling it for what I paid plus they pay shipping. I'm just
That's
helping people
nice.
get PS5s.
She's not making any money. That's nice. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Have a PS5 in the back. I mean, you did give yours away that you won, so
Well, I figure they're so hard to get. If I can get one and somebody wants one, really, that
you
it's
see
not
how
a big
much
deal.
those are selling for now.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy.
I was looking on eBay, especially I guess because of the Christmas, right? It's like Sony launches them and then they're just out of stock already that quick,
Yeah,
right? So you see the brand new ones and they're $1,200 on eBay, $1,400.
yeah, it's rough. I are when you can buy them at Best Buy, like they put like you in a queue, like so you click add to cart and it's like you're way in line. Oh, like I was trying to buy one once and like the whole app just completely crashed. I was like, this is some shit. Like this has completely crashed the app because like there are like Twitter pages that'll notify people when they're available on whatever sites, and they are just crashing websites with people spamming this stuff trying to get them. I think it's crazy because we're over a year now that they've been out and people still can't get them.
Has it been a year, really? Is
Yeah,
that
it's definitely been, I think it's been over a year actually.
is
It
that
might
the
be maybe gone too.
is that the hard drive version or the digital?
No, that one's the digital.
Yeah,
I
hard
had
drive are
gotten
hard to
some
find.
hard drives before, but I had a couple friends I helped get one, but that's what we had. So,
That's nice. That's nice. So what's up, man? What's going on? How's
well,
everything going?
everything's good, starting school soon, so I got my syllabus finally, the preview class. That was fun, reading all that stuff about how I know fucking nothing about what I'm doing. So that'll be fun.
How
I
long
mean,
was it? The syllabus?
um really it wasn't very long. I mean, there was a lot of like I think it was 5 pages, but a lot of it was like the like university stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like these are our policies and this
Right,
is how
right.
we treat you and inclusion and diversity and all that stuff. It's a 10-week course, which is nice. I mean, there's one or two classes at a time, 10 weeks at a time for a year
Wait,
and a
I
half.
I thought wait, I was under the impression that you're going to college, like
I'm
four
going to
years.
graduate school.
Oh, that's like
So
because you
I
have the
already have
degree.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So a little bit easier like volume wise, I guess, but the content is obviously a lot more work and more involved.
Oh, that's right. So you already have the degree. 10 weeks. That's it, huh?
10 weeks per course. Yeah. It's going to be a lot in one course.
So you're
I
gonna
think
be
the
inactive
major
a lot then.
I'll do my best not to. I've got multiple screens, but instead of Bree telling me I'm playing other games at night, I'll just be doing homework while talking in Twitch. So,
She caught you up. She caught you, and you got pretty
yeah.
defensive.
No,
You're
I mean, if you know what my thing is if it's been this long and no one's really noticed, then am I really inactive?
Is it though? How? If the way that I look at it is, if the activity, if you're in the room, even if you're not physically there, you're still a number. You're padding my stats, and you're still you what? What? Go ahead.
My thinking is that I assumed that he was having Maria time, or that he was eating dinner,
Right.
or like something that actually involved activity for your life to progress. But instead, this dude is playing a video game while you're playing a video game,
So?
and pretending to be active.
Oh, it's the pretending. I was gonna say, who cares if he's playing another game? But your argument is that he's pretending like, hey, I've been here this whole time, when in reality you haven't. So he's pulling like an Allen.
3-minute match on League of Legends.
Got it. Wow, you
But
actually
I
timed it. Okay.
but I've actually been keeping up with chat and everything though. So if I'm actually contributing in conversation and I'm watching you stream, because I do have 3 monitors, but am I able to use
So
them so I can
was
type
that a
in
flex?
Discord? No,
Was
it's
that
not a flex. It's literally how
okay?
it's a multitask, right? I'm
Okay.
explaining the relevance of doing it, and it's the way I see it is the only reason it would even be some sort of gaming that you could see it as is because of the new system, right? Before, it didn't make any difference. There was no any sort of reward for watching you other than watching you, and I did, and I like talking to everybody. But now that we have the whole jammy system, it's kind of like, okay, well, now you're getting something out of it at night, even though I'm still present.
Is that my stream that's glitchy, or is it yours? It's not mine. Hold on.
Is it mine? It's
Stream
weird.
health. No, stream is good. I have great upload. It's him.
Yeah, I see him glitching and you're not.
You're glitching. Not me. It's your connection. Are you
Removing and he wasn't.
are you
Let's see.
you got
No,
did you pay your
everything's
bill
normal.
on time, or were you too busy buying PlayStations?
No, those are all auto pay. I'll check it.
Do you have a Best Buy credit card?
Yeah,
Oh, you do? Like an
I get
actual
free money out of it.
What's your limit?
Yeah.
See, there's another flex. I get free money. What else?
Well, no, it's like any credit card, right? Like that's the whole point of using credit cards. You get a reward, right? Why would you use your debit card if you're not going to like? There's actually no gain to using a debit card, right? If Citibank on my double cash card is going to pay me 1% when I buy, 1% when I pay, why would I use my debit card that's only going to pay me nothing other than using my own money?
Yes, he flexes a lot. It's fine. It's
It's
you
not
might
a
have to get a new
flex.
shirt though, because you do flex a lot. You might
That's
rip yours from all of your flexing.
honestly that's part of like when you're teaching people about credit. That's one of the biggest things. Like that's one of the things that I kind of tell people about is there's no gain to using a debit card. If I'm going to spend the money and I can control, right? If I have $300 in my account, I'm only going to spend $300 on my credit card. Well, if I'm going to get rewards out of the credit card and not the debit card, I'm only allowing the bank to hold my money for no gain in my set. I might as well get what people are offering, right?
Yes. Yep, sure.
So far, we learned that Willett has a PS5 that he doesn't really need. He has 3 monitors. He has a Best Buy credit card that gives him free money, and that he knows how to do credits.
Do you see? You see all that information we got from a fucking 10-minute to
Yeah.
11-minute stream? That's
Yeah.
a lot of information. I mean, that's a lot for
But
me to process.
I mean,
I'm gonna have to wait at least 30 minutes.
there
It's just a lot of information in such a little amount of time. It's impressive. Anyway, so let me ask you something after yesterday's Zoom. You
Yeah.
swim? You swim in like lakes and rivers and shit?
Well, I mean, like go to the beach, yes. Swimming pools, yes. I've swam in a lake and river before.
Well, I mean, you're in Kentucky, so you don't really have any oceans, right?
No, but vacation, so
Okay,
get to
but
go to
in
the beach.
Kentucky,
Yeah,
right?
in
Do
a
you
swimming
swim?
pool normally in Kentucky.
You don't swim in lakes?
Not a lot, no.
Do you have a lot of lakes?
Further down south, yes.
What do you wear when you go swimming?
Normally, I would wear swimming trunks. So, like the board shorts with the netting. Now, I know what you're gonna say, but here's the thing: is it's no different than getting in. Well, one, if we're in a public place, I'm not just gonna go walk around in my boxers, right? Or
Right.
my, that might raise a red flag. But there's no difference between switching between those and my normal clothes and then getting out of the water and having to put, new underwear and shit on because I'm not going to get in my car with wet shorts.
All right, hold on. You pull up that you're at a boardwalk. You're having a good time. You're hanging out with your friends. What are you wearing?
Yeah. If we were going to the beach.
No. Listen.
Well, there's two different references.
Listen. You're going to hang out with your friends.
Yes.
Do you know what a boardwalk is?
Yes.
What is a boardwalk?
It's literally the along the shore of different shops and things like we visited when we were up there with you.
Okay. Well, okay, good. So a boardwalk is because you walk on boards.
Yes.
Wooden boards. That's why it's called a boardwalk and not a street walk or a street, right? So if you're going there to this boardwalk to play games, eat stuff, go on some rides, are you wearing swimming trunks?
No.
Why not?
Well, that's not a normal attire.
It's not normal attire. So now all of a sudden there's an ocean there because it's a boardwalk. Do you go back to your car to get your swimming trunks?
So this is kind of hypothetical for me because I've never been put in this situation, but I can see what you're saying, I guess. I don't know how I would react to it. It'd be more of if we're in the moment, then we're just going to go do whatever.
Right. So
it would make sense.
You're okay. So the boardwalk is by the beach. You're going to a place with the beach, but you have to have your money on you and everything. Do you still wear your swimming trunks?
No, I would just wear a pair of like khakis. Like khaki shorts.
And 100-degree.
Yeah, like
in 100-degree weather,
shorts,
you're wearing khakis.
Like I did at the bench.
Oh, you have khaki shorts.
Yeah, that's what I was wearing.
Khaki shorts, like Dockers, but
brown.
Someone who works at Sam's Club would wear.
Okay, so Sam's Club shorts, got it. So you're going. Yep. So you go to this boardwalk to go into the ocean. When do you have time to put on these swimming trunks?
In that case, you wouldn't, especially if you're kind of in the moment, right?
Right.
Like the way I'm picturing what you're describing is kind of like a date, right? Like you're out with a girl and y'all.
No, I said you're buddies, but I mean, if you want to be
I know
your girl,
what you said. But like, hey, we're gonna go get in the ocean with a couple of dudes. Just sounds a little weird, right?
Why?
To me, I just don't feel like hanging out in the ocean. I guess it's different for me because I'm not close to the ocean on a regular basis, so it's more of an event when we go visit it.
Sure. The question I'm getting to is when you go swimming in these places, if you know you're going to go swimming and you know that you're going to spend money, why would you wear swimming trunks or board shorts?
Simply it's just what I've done my whole life, I guess.
So where do you put the money then?
Behavior?
Underneath your balls?
I just carry my wallet with me, I guess.
So
they have pockets, but
so you're gonna jump in the ocean with the board shorts on with your wallet?
No, that would just stay on the beach.
You're gonna leave your wallet on the beach with money in it.
Yeah. I mean, if you think of it, my perspective is more touristy, I guess, of you have like a little, setup with like an umbrella, towel, whatever, a cooler, just because you're hanging out at the beach for a long period of time, generally.
Yeah. Do you have a pocketbook or a backpack?
No, but Maria has a purse.
He feels like I'm attacking him.
No, I like it. This is a good.
So so you wear swimming trunks then to go into swimming things?
Yeah.
Okay. When you go to have sex, do you light candles?
I do not. No.
Does Maria like candles?
Sometimes.
When she's gonna pour them on you.
No, we haven't done that one. I'm not a big fan of pain receiving, more of a giver.
Okay, I could get down. I could tell because you wear board shorts. So if let me ask you a question. How old are you?
29.
If you were born 5 years ago, how old would you be?
If I was born 5 years ago, I'd be 5.
That's good. That's quick. You're quick. I was checking your intelligence level because most people would just deduct the 5 from the range. But you had to repeat the question. You had to repeat it.
That's how you make sure you don't get mixed up. You never answer too
Okay.
quickly, so people
Yeah, because
can't,
then you sound stupid.
get you lacking.
Yeah, because you know that was good. I'll give you that. Good call. That was his flex for his brain. It was
Oh, okay.
he's flexing his intelligence.
Well, then you get an
now.
assist on that one.
You gotta try that, Marie. You gotta do it quick. If you were born 5 years ago, how old would you be? And see what she says. I bet you she deducts
That's how you
5.
get people caught up.
Yeah, to catch them up.
But discreetly.
Yeah, the film it like have your phone in your pocket, like with the camera sticking out or something. And see what she says. I bet you she messes up. You ever seen that video of that girl, the one where they're driving on the road? It's a hot blonde, right? And he looks over to her. He's like, how fast you think we're going? And she's like, well, I don't know, 70, 80 miles per hour. He goes, so in 1 hour, how far would we have gone? And she's like, how big are the tires? He's like, what? So how big are the tires? Why does that matter? Because of how fast they rotate. We're going 80 miles per hour. Like what?
So
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some people.
Those are the ones you're staring at your phone, like yelling at it, like you can make a difference, like it's gonna change the outcome.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So yeah, because that's all that you have going for you. So I don't know if you saw the Twitch about what how people are making more products. I know you're fairly new to vaping, and usually we don't cover vaping here, but something I want to bring up. I'm sure he'll watch this video, and I really don't care. But how do you feel about what is something you like to do? Well, something you like.
Oh, I like cars.
Or what a product or whatever, just something you like.
Yeah, I would say cars would apply to this.
Okay, so you like cars. What's your favorite kind of car? Like not the one that you own, like favorite car that you would love to have, your dream car.
Porsche 911 GT3.
Any specific year or just a current model?
Just a current model.
Okay, so GT3. Now, let's just say you own a GT3. You have your dream car that you want, right? This is the best car that you're ever going to get. And then every 30 days, they come out with a new GT3. And they just make their rims a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller. Sometimes they'll add an accent to the headlight. Really not making it different, just a way to upsell you to buy the product. How would you feel about that?
I would really feel kind of pointless. I mean, it's like doing a facelift without doing anything, right? It's like, because when they call, when they update a car, even like smaller or more common cars, a Corolla, Focus, whatever, Cruise, they'll update small things and they'll call it a facelift. So it'll be the MK 3.5 instead of the Mark 3, right? And that's just the generation code or whatever. It's like, what did you do? Is it worth it to be doing this?
So how come we hold, me and you, just us two on a panel, how come me and you hold that standard, but for other industries, let me give you an example. Look at Apple, right? Every year they launch a new phone, and every year it's essentially the same fucking phone as last, except for they change the camera, or they change the shape a little bit, right? Which I guess that is a valid argument, right? Like if you don't want it as round and you want it as square, but if it's the same phone, we'll use iPhone 7, iPhone 8, and then iPhone 10, it kind of changes because it changes the size of it. But iPhone 7 and 8 are the same thing, and you know I'm a very avid Apple fan.
Yeah.
But I guess my argument is you can use the argument and say business, right? Business, they're just going to do what they can to make money. And I understand that 150 fucking percent. But where I don't get it is in realms of, let's just say, a person that is a vape reviewer. That is, their names are on products, right? You look at Tony B. I don't know if you know who Tony B is. He's made so many fucking Pulse things. You look at Heathen, made so many Rabbit things, right? I can't include Mike Vapes here because Mike Vapes will make a bunch of products, but he doesn't re-abuse the same name. Not that I could think of. I think he did with the Recurve. I think he did a Recurve RTA or I don't know, but not as bad as what Heathen Tony B and now Bogan is doing. They're all just, for lack of better terms, all these people gave me shit for all these years about being in it for the money, right? For the money.
Yeah.
But if you make a product and you continue to make that product, even though there's not much change, you're not in it for the money. You're in it for the what? Passion?
Is it passionate to change a drip tip and call it new? I mean,
I don't know. Is it passionate to make an RTA from a 24 to a 28? How many mods do you have that work with 28s? I can promise you. I know.
well, and even at that point, are you doing anything, or did you just press print at 125%? Like, you didn't really do anything, right?
Did you just magnify it in CAD and just go with that?
What happened there?
Valid argument.
If you go back to cars, it's like, are you just trying to hide the excuse of we made too many and now we have too many parts, so we're just gonna change a couple on the parts we don't have?
Okay, that makes sense. That would make sense. That's a valid argument for the cars, is we have an overstock. Let's change something that wouldn't cost us much to resell those. That's a valid point. But if you're not doing that with, let's just say, a vape product, and you're literally making a new product, why else would you be doing it for? Because you could use the argument and say that I've done all this YouTube for money, when in reality, you and I and all hazers know that I could give a fuck about my YouTube. Like, I could, there's no money to be made on that channel. So me having hazers and being in it for the money, is it really any different than just blowing out different products that literally change nothing?
I think the benefit to that is where it comes to being transparent about things, right? Like, are they going to tell us how much they're making from their collaboration?
I doubt that very much.
If you want to go against people saying you're in it for the money, then you would tell them how much you're making, right? It's that simple. I mean, look at what Elon Musk just did. Elizabeth Warren called him out about avoiding taxes, and what did he do? He pulled out freaking like $11 billion and paid the government taxes. Like, he was like, here you go. You want to shut up now? Or what are you going to do with this? Oh, that's right. You've already spent it. We got a problem. Like, that's calling somebody on their shit. But
right.
Why wouldn't the argument due diligence?
Well, I think the argument about saying how much you get for it, I mean, I don't know if that really applies towards a product, but that would be transparent. I will 100% agree that you kind of put it all on the table. Look, I'm making money off of this. But it's like people try to hide that. Like, it's a bad thing to make money. I don't know when in society it's became a bad thing to be successful. But to me, being successful is not creating a product that you change just the size of and you put your name on it.
You didn't create. You can't market that as I created a new product.
You didn't create shit.
We blew this up. It's a little bit different, just in size. That's it. Like, that's it. Like, I feel like you're better off just being more honest about it. Like, are you just really trying to sell something to people that they're just going to sit on a shelf after they realize, oh, I didn't want this, but I can't return it because that doesn't apply to the vaping industry. You don't get to return shit.
That is true.
Right? So at that point, you're kind of taking advantage of people by marketing it in a way that misrepresents what it really is. Like, we got this all new RTA. Well, but it's not. Once I got it, I realized it's the same as the last one, but you didn't tell me that. So fuck me, I spent $35 for no reason.
Yeah, like, I mean, even if you were to just look at the sheer numbers, I would assume, again, I am assuming here, and I'm gonna say probably $1.25 per, right? So if you sell 1,000, you make $1,000. You sell 10, and you're gonna sell more than 1,000, right? Because your name's on it.
Yeah. And that applies worldwide, right? I mean, it's not like, oh, we're only releasing this in one spot.
It would be whatever. If you sell 20,000, you get $20,000.
And wouldn't that apply before the actual distributors? So, like, you're not even worried about the actual end user buying it. You just want to get companies to buy it because that's where you're making your money. They can figure it out after that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, again, I've never done anything with China, but I would assume that you go with common knowledge here would be just everything is serialized, and then you just look at the last serial that was sold, right? Or you could even have, let's just say, one of your buddies buy the RTA and see what number they have. Wait 6 months, see what number they have. Yeah, it's going to cost you money, but at the same time, at least then you'd be able to somewhat track it past from what the business. I don't know. I would never go with China. It would literally be the last thing I've ever done. Ever. Never. On any case.
Yeah, I think it really walks the fine line between what you're going to call ethical. Yes, it's ethical to create a product, sell it, market it, whatever. But at what point are you just trying to take advantage of people? Because that's almost to a sense, no one's ever going to be able to call you and say you're unethical for doing this. But like at one point, you have to look back and say, was this worth it for me? Because you still have to answer to yourself, even if you don't have to answer to anyone else.
I don't think anybody has that kind of integrity. They're just worried about how much money can it make.
See, I think I'm a firm believer that I think things will come in due time, per se, right? Like, if, yes, you have to go out and you have to be focused and you have to try and succeed, but I don't think it's right to try and take shortcuts just to get ahead a little bit quicker, because I do think in the long run that's probably going to draw you back. So, for
How would
example,
it draw you back?
so if I were to use an example, this is kind of not necessarily business side, but it actually is if I were thinking of it in a small business aspect. If I'm installing, say, a remote start, right? I can do things that take shortcuts. I can not take something down. I can ground it in a quicker spot than what would really be necessary. And it'll work and it'll get on its way. Now, I've taken that shortcut. What happens in the long run? That customer might come back with an issue. Something either happens to their car, which is going to ding my insurance and is going to be really bad when they have to go to the dealer and I have to pay for it. Or I'm going to have to spend more time for free doing essentially warranty work on this car when I could have just done it the right way in the first place.
How does that apply to
And,
vaping, though?
well, when you're releasing a product and you're marketing it as new, right? You're going to then take it and keep doing this. At some point, it's going to run out. So if you
Yeah,
keep
but
doing
if
things that are
nobody
new,
calls them out on their bullshit, right? If nobody says, hey, what the fuck are you doing? And even if some people do that, of course you're going to have people that are going to defend that.
but how many people do we talk to, not even just hazers, but just in general? How many people are tired of Vupu's drag line?
I know I am.
Like,
I've
hey, Vupu's got a new drag out. I don't even know what you mean at this point because they've got 15,000 of them and they cover every aspect of vaping. Like, I don't care. That basically is what it becomes. It went from, yeah, the drag is really nice. It's a good map. I have a drag 2. And then they came out with the drag S, drag X,
Wait,
and the drag Max.
hold on. What is this? Is this a conversation about the Jenna mod and how it was a stolen product, just taking CAD files from other people and merging them together to make a revolutionary new mod? What the fuck are you talking about? First off, there's no Jenna mod, number one. Number two, the CAD files, if you're talking about the Jenna mod, never a thing, that you might need to get some information. There's never been a mod. The CAD files, I own the original CAD files of the Jenna RDA, but that's not a mod. And merging them together, I don't think you know how CAD files work. That's not, you can't.
You can't stitch two CAD files together. That's not how that works. You have to actually design them piece by piece. It's not a copy paste that doesn't work.
It's not a fucking puzzle, right? Like you can't take CAD file 1 and CAD file 2, even if they're both RTAs, and just kind of merge them and make something, because now you're just going to have two things side by side. You still would have to fit this on this and then make.
It's an RDA mod.
It's an RDA mod. Yes. I think RDA mod, same thing. No, it's not. Yeah.
Hold on. I'm new,
This is
but
bad trolling, bro. This
is he saying that the Jenna RDA takes from other things
No,
and
other mods.
no, it takes from other mods.
takes from other?
No, when he's not
Yeah.
saying the RDA, he's saying the mod, the Jenna mod.
Oh,
I don't know what the fuck the
okay.
Jenna mod is.
I don't know either. I've never seen this. This guy must be in your head. He
I don't.
must know something that you buried back
I,
here.
I'm very interested because I could pull up SolidWorks right now and open that up on a tab and show you CAD file. I wouldn't do that just because of, well, I don't know who watches this, but I mean, you can't just merge files in a CAD file. No, you can't. Not in the way that you're talking about.
No. When I was designing your freaking birthday present, all right, I wasn't going to make a fucking crescent on this damn design, right? So I had to go find a file for a crescent, and then I had to put it in, and that fucked everything. I was like, that was a mistake. That ruined everything. We got to figure something out here because
Hold
I
on,
got to sort
Agent
this
Force,
shit out.
tell me what other RDAs are like the Jenna RDA. The airflow, the spin top, or the deck.
It's because it looks like an RDA. That's what's taken from other RDAs.
Is it because it's just a metal tube? Is that what makes it look like this guy? I mean, if that's the case, then all of them. What is a Jenna mod?
Now Cruz is upset because he didn't get a Jenna mod.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, that's wow.
You've seen the Jenna pillow.
Yeah, I'm interested. This is interesting. I'm having a good time now. I love trolls like this.
Oh, wonder if he's ever heard the word due diligence. Maybe if he doesn't know what that means.
I mean, if you're going to assume that this RDA takes from other RDAs, give me an example. Give me one example of an RDA. You don't even have to take everything from it. Take one part of it. Well, you tell me. You're the one saying it's the same. Bro, you're sounding very uneducated right now. Tell me what RDA this copies from. Just one part of it. Well, you said Jenna mod, right? Then you said Jenna mod RDA mod. That also doesn't make sense. What part of this, name the RDA that this took something from? The only argument would have would be the 810 drip tip, but that's an industry standard.
Has a drip tip. It's
Mother's
made of metal.
Legacy. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is Mother's Legacy?
I have no idea.
What is that?
But now we're making a Jenna mod though, so there's that.
Stolen property.
What is Mother's Legacy? What is that? I don't know what that is.
Matthew said that he bought a Jenna mod. That's why he's upset.
Wait, I want to know. What? I don't know what the fuck is Mother's Legacy? What is that? I gotta look this up now. I'm sorry. We're gonna get sidetracked. Hold on. Trolls are coming.
That's fine. I just wish he would speak in complete sentences.
Legacy. What is that? Legacy. A Mother's Legacy is a memorial journal that will become a cherished family keepsake.
I don't think that's it.
That's
I
it?
don't think that's it. I might be off, but I don't think that's the one. Did you put writing on inside the shells?
The Jenna mod it's a single 18500 mod. But that's not available because it never came out. Dude, I have no fucking idea what this guy's talking. Mother's Legacy RDA? What is that?
Is that an RDA?
The Hussar Legacy, but that's nothing like this. And that came out after? So... Oh, this is bad. This is just bad trolling. Oh God.
Read
Yeah,
the room,
the
Alan.
legacy came out after the Jenna, but it's still nothing like it. This is just bad. This is bad trolling. Like
I don't. Does this even count as trolling, or do we
I
just need
don't
to
know.
educate
I think it's
somebody?
somebody that doesn't know anything about vaping. Bree
Oh,
sounds
there
like
we
a
go. Okay.
jackal. Yeah, there it
All right.
goes. There it is.
That
There it is.
now we lost it. All
Yep.
right.
That's it. That's it. He
How,
wins.
what,
He won.
oh no! Well, now I'm curious. What does a jackal sound like? Can we look up a sound bite
Yes,
of a jackal?
absolutely we can. Let me Google this real quick. A jackal
Bry is, but
sign. And Bry, that's related, that's Bree's sister. See, you can't let jackal sounds. Let's give it a whirl. Let's see.
oh, I should change.
I don't get a laugh out of that. Maybe he's talking about this? Like this, maybe?
These things creep me out.
That's a
That's
cool
just
sound.
terrifying. That's just terrifying.
Maybe that? Maybe he's confusing a jackal with a hyena like he's confusing the RDA to a mod. It's possible. It's possible. It's a good attempt though.
Yeah, these look similar. I could see why you'd mix it up.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
One goes on the top.
Easy mistake.
Beginner, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when you mix up with the button that's right here. I can't believe, it's
One has a
really
battery.
hard.
One has a battery. The other one doesn't. But they are somehow indirectly the same thing. A Jenna mod. That's actually not a bad idea. I'd be interested to do that. I mean, I've already done the Jenna RTA and the RDA. Why not?
Well, that brings up, is there anybody that's ever done a mod and atomizer with the same name?
The Pulse, Tony B. Tony B
Okay.
mod, Pulse, and Tony B Pulse RDA.
But see, when I hear that, I would think they're meant to go together, right?
They're not though. Yeah, they are. They're.
Well, that's even more confusing.
Yeah, they're no. The Pulse is just using the name. Yeah, I don't.
Oh,
I
that
don't.
really throws me off.
Yeah, I don't. I don't know any that are. Well, yeah, any mod would not go side by side with a certain product unless it was like a 24 and a half and it had a cup for 24 and a half, then maybe, but I've never heard of that. But it's good. It's good to get trolls because they add content. Yeah. Moving forward.
Well then.
The BF Requiem. Yeah, the Pulse, that's what I was thinking of. So, yeah, I think what the problem is when you're talking about people that just and whether Bogan watches this or not, the fact that he is just literally running with that name, it'd be one thing if the company decided to do it by themselves, but if you're a reviewer and you're designing things, which, to be honest with you, I don't think you design shit. I'm just saying. I'm putting it out there. I don't think
that's fair. I mean, what are the odds that a Chinese company is gonna take someone's design and then
run with that?
It correctly?
Very rare.
Yeah,
very
because
rare.
Right, if you're gonna design something, you're gonna be like, oh, I want this to be unique, and then China's gonna these companies will be like, it's too expensive. We could just do this instead, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so, you could, in theory, approach a company with a CAD file, like Smoker Store did with their Typhoon. You could, in theory, go to I'm going to use Aspire just for reasoning, just for having a name. But you could go to Aspire with the file and say, hey, I want this. And I need, whatever, 20,000 of these. But to go with no money up front and just present a CAD file, that's probably not going to work. No,
Well,
it's
yeah,
probably
you're
not.
not going to have much to bring to the table then, right? Like, where's your negotiating terms? Hey, I've got this, and I'm going to show it to you. Well, they're just going to go snatchies, no nuttons.
Negotiating
Like,
term is the name. The name will help
right.
you sell them.
Yeah, but I mean, like, why you got to use the same shit though? Like, I can understand
I don't
having
know.
a
Why not
theme for
rename it?
all your names,
And I guess
right?
the
You could have
argument
a
of
theme.
not renaming it is because it is the same product. It's just bigger.
Well, then admit that. Say that. Like, be a little bit more upfront. It's not like you got to be like, hey, we're releasing the same shit. We just made it bigger, right? But at the same time, I mean, there's plenty of things that have happened that have done that, right? Like, oh, hey, we got this new vacuum cleaner. It's now 2 times bigger canister. Like, hey, that's the marketing. It's the same thing, but we made it better. That's a different approach to, hey, we made this. It's all new. No, it's not. It's not all
With
new.
the vacuum, though, is actually a good argument because you could vacuum longer. The argument that you could vape longer with the bigger RTA, a 28 millimeter specifically, there's not a lot of mods that will support that size. I mean, his mods do, so that's a valid argument. But when do you stop? Is there a Blotto AIO coming out? Is there a, I don't know. I don't know. I don't
Well,
know.
that's how you end up with the drag series. It's not a series anymore. It's everything.
It's just naming it the drag. Yep. Yep. And every
Like,
time they
it's not.
send me shit, it's the same thing I say in every fucking review. It's the drag. It's the drag. It's the drag.
Yeah,
And
you don't have
the
to say
last
Vupu
product they
anymore.
did is the same name as a product they launched 2 years ago. It's the drag. It's the drag X. It's literally the same name as what it was last year.
Yeah, yeah. How do you distinguish, right? At least with, if we go back to cars, at least with cars, you can distinguish between them because there is different year ranges and there are visibly different differences. But if I Google Vupu drag, I am not going to get probably what I'm looking for because I'm going to have to sort through everything that they sell.
Yep.
Like, that's annoying. That's just. I can't call a vape shop. Hey, you got a Vupu Dragon? Well, which one? What do you mean?
The
What
dual
do you mean which
battery,
one?
the
Well,
single,
I've
the
got yeah.
lipo, the pod, the AIO. Like which one? Like what? Yeah, that would be a mess for a store to carry. Because it's like, wow. I'm still waiting for the drag on.
See, I just think that there's still a, like, when it comes to business, I mean, yes, I don't have my own business, but you have to do things not only kind of the right way in terms of the customers first, right? You have to have an audience for a product to be even relevant. If I just make something with no target audience, what's the fucking point? I'm just hoping that it's going to land somewhere. Like, at that point, I might as well just throw a bunch of darts at the wall at the same time and hope one of them hits the bullseye. I mean,
And it's not like I'm purposely throwing shade on them. It's just I watch them and people gave me shit for so many years. Where are the people that are giving them shit for slapping their name on shit? They don't exist.
yeah,
They
yeah. Don't take the easy route. Stop trying to take. Yeah, go ahead and slap my name on it. Well, at what point are you going to say, well, my name doesn't mean shit because I keep doing this?
Could you imagine the difference it would have been if I would have made everything in China? Like if I would have started off the gate making things in China. Oh, it would be. I don't even know if we would exist
Nobody
in
would.
tasers.
No, it wouldn't be. You wouldn't have people coming and asking, where can I get a Jenna? You wouldn't have people coming and asking where I can get this, where I can get that. It would just be, well, we made 70,000 of them, so I'm sure you can find one. It's not that hard. Like this.
Yeah, and you'd still be able to find them on the market. Sure.
And it's not even about creating. It's not like you go create something just for it to be exclusive or limited or whatever. It's just simply business wise makes sense. You can't go out making thousands of these. Like, no one's got the capital to front that in a smaller operation.
Yeah.
That's only China that can do that.
But if people will buy it, they will make it, right? That's the argument. If there's a market out there might as well tap that as much as possible.
But there is a very limited, like there's a very big slope at which that runs out at. Like you go and fully saturate the market, well then it goes, nobody buys it because it's all gone. I mean, look at what we talked about with Billet Box or whatever. They're releasing every Saturday, right? They've kind of created their own limited market
Yep.
in a sense that they can only create so much because they're not going anywhere else, which is good in a sense. And it creates that limited market. But I don't know that their intent of doing that was to create a limited market. I think it was just simply, I want to do it so that it's done right way to my standards, and this is the result. That's just a supply and demand thing. So if you can't create more and you don't want to go routes that allow you to create more because of either cost or quality or whatever, that the result is higher demand, and that's a good thing. But saturating the market, I mean, if they released 2,000 billet boxes, would it be all that great?
Yeah, and would you sell them all? Yeah, I think making it limited, you keep that the I don't want to say the need, but the want high, the value of it high, right? The resale value of it high. Well, not at the same price, but still a good resale value. It's like even when I was doing radios, right? I remember talking to you about this, but when I was doing a double din for the TTRS, the 2013, issue is I looked at every single fucking head unit there is, every one from every company worldwide, right? Worldwide. And no matter where I looked, I could not find a double din that had HD screen, right? Like all of the display just looks like shit. It doesn't matter what model you look at, the resolution is fucking terrible. And it's like a market where, and I remember speaking not to the CEO of Pioneer, but someone high, like in, hold on one second. I just got something about the house.
I'd fill in here, but the suspense is nice.
Just confirm they're aware of the severity of closing tomorrow. It's in line to be QC'd. They know it has to be done today. I don't know how to respond to that.
That seems rather hopeful.
Okay. So, yeah, but it's like I spoke to somebody. I think it was marketing or whatever. It wasn't sales. There's someone in the higher up, senior marketing advisor or something. And I had asked. I said, with the with your latest head unit, I said the same thing that Ken would. With your latest one, why is it just look so blocky and just not good with graphics? And it's just the market is not in need of that. It's not something to where they want to spend money. Essentially, the answer is research and development. Doesn't make sense to spend the money on that only for it not to sell, right? Like people aren't going to be worried about that buying the product now. They just want more of use out of it. Not so much of what it looks like. And to me, I think that's huge. I think aesthetics are the number one selling point for anything, whether that's a car, a TV, whatever. Would you go buy, before you answer this as a smartass, would you go buy a TV, right, from the 80s, even though you weren't born yet, from the 80s that looks like furniture? I'm sure you've seen pictures of them, or maybe you've seen one in person. They look like a...
Yeah, I had one growing up.
Right, okay. So would you rather buy that for $800? Or would you rather buy a TV that can be hung on a wall that is the thickness of 5 pieces of paper?
Yeah, the second one for sure.
Absolutely.
It's super clean.
Absolutely. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's like an argument that just you could use this argument all day. And I feel like if you have to make something, especially if you're a reviewer, even if you're not a designer and you've been doing this for X amount of years, you should be able to look at a product, vapes, it doesn't matter, a radio, and say, this is what we could do. Let's increase the marketing on this. Let's make this better. even with the radios, but they know, like these companies know that that's a dying market, so you have to tap something else. But a company like audio, like that does head units, and that's how they were found on doing head units, you're going to be bankrupt in about fucking 10 years. Literally. If you don't find another path. What are you going to do when, cars, here'd be a real crazy spin if they say, you know what, we're not making speakers round anymore. We're not doing 6x9s. We're making hexagon speakers.
That would really throw some shit off. It's either going to be
like if Audi said that, if Audi was like, no more 6 1/4, 6 1/4, 6 1/2 in the door, we're removing them. We're making them all octagons. And then now a company's got to come up with like a spacer, right, or an adapter to fit that in, and then it's like, oh my god, really fucking shit up. And they could do it. They could.
Yeah, they could do it anytime. The thing is with a company, especially when you're looking at, I don't want to say a niche market, but it's kind of something that you get taught in sales. You don't sell out of your own pocket, right? You do not go and recommend somebody based off of the way they look and what you think they're going to buy. You give them all the options, straight up. Like, this is highest tier, mid tier, low tier. Boom, what do you want to go with? You do not look at somebody and judge them. I don't care how they look, because you never know what they're going to do. Yes, you have to pick up on certain things,
on
right?
sales, that's tough, man. You're looking at somebody saying, this guy's got flip-flops on, pair of shorts that's got holes in it. You kind of know he ain't going to go with the top of the line. I know that's tough. Wrong to look at somebody and judge, but that is sales. Like that. If someone comes into a Ferrari dealership, right, 95%, shit, I'd even go higher. 98% of the time, they're going to know what they're buying, right? They're going to know that this car is going to be expensive. You're not going to get many. And if you see a teenager coming in, he thinks it's cool. He's doing a video or going viral, whatever the fuck. That'll be the new TikTok challenge. Go to a Ferrari dealership, put a set of keys, and scratch up the car.
Have fun. Have fun.
I promise you, Ferrari's going after your parents, and they're going to win.
Yes. Yeah.
Do
not recommend.
Yeah, I don't recommend that at all. But you kind of know. So saying that you shouldn't judge them, I agree. You should not pass judgment. But in sales, especially when you're selling something that's expensive.
Well, I think that's how you kind of like go through the sale, right? You can't just initially judge someone. You can form some form of basis, but you have to read them by talking to them. And most of the time, you really don't have to talk to them about whatever they're buying. You just need to pick up on things and even watch maybe their body language when you demo certain things, right? I mean, a good example was, I'm selling, it's a guy came in looking for a headset for, like gaming or whatever. This was way back years ago, but he's wearing sweatpants and a hoodie, and I'm like, okay, well, we're gonna go look at Turtle Beach. That's what you're asking about, and here's the $50 ones, here's the $70 ones, and he's like, oh, what about these? And those are $300. He's like, all right, I'll take these. Come to find out, it's AJ Green, who's a wide receiver for the Bengals. I wouldn't know, I don't know what he looks like straight up. I just know who AJ Green is. So
that's a flex.
More so, it's not.
Again,
how is that a flex? Because I sold something.
How do you not see it as flexing?
That was an example.
Okay.
That was literally the example that fit the argument.
Okay. I'll let it slide. Go ahead. Finish the story.
What? Am I flexing because I met an NFL player? Like, what does that matter? What?
I need a new host. Can I get a new host that doesn't like to flex? Like,
flexing.
How much money? Wait. You want to flex? Well, let's flex. How much money you got in your bank account? No, we're doing this. How much money do you have in your bank account?
I don't know. $2,000.
That's it.
Okay. Yeah.
I was gonna say, if you said $50,000, show me. That's a flex.
Well, it's not a flex. It was an application to the story of, you look at someone and based off how they look, come to find out you never knew the fact that they clearly have plenty of money.
I get it. I get it, but you didn't have to draw. You see, let me show you how you could have said that. Right? I'm trying to teach you things, brother. Well, how you could have said that was, it was a wide receiver, right? for the Bengals. I didn't know. You see, I delivered that. I didn't say come to find out. It was fucking Lawrence Taylor. Oh my God, the dude came in, big shit, big cat, black cock, put it on the table. I said, "What's that?" He says, "I'm Lawrence Taylor. Tyler. I don't even know his fucking name. LT, right? Or it's just the way you say it. It's like your bomb is the name drop, not the sale, because I totally forgot. I mean, I remembered Turtle Beach, $300, but most people would have got distracted and kind of fan fucked, if you will, about the wow, AJ Green. That sounds like a cleaning solution to me. Something that you would get the mold off of your shower wall. I don't, I don't get a wide receiver out of that. So anyway,
Flexilit, Matthew. I'm gonna need you to pronounce that one from me. I just need you to like Flexilit. That's what we're gonna go with. All right, man.
Kids, hold on a second. I have to fix something. You just go ahead. You keep talking.
No, but it's like the classic story. You see a lot of videos of people going into stores and they're wearing like a ripped up white t-shirt and some gym shorts and some busted up shoes, and they're kind of doing it as kind of like a social experiment, right? It's to see, because you've seen the fact if somebody walked into a Ferrari dealership wearing a ripped up white t-shirt and gym shorts, like they're gonna turn you away most likely. They're gonna be like,
Absolutely.
"Sir, you can't be in here," right?
Absolutely.
It never mind the fact that this could be Dan Bilzerian and he could buy every car on the floor. So it depends on how you approach, especially when sales, but companies also have to think that way, certain point too. You can't make something assuming that your market is a certain group of people, right? I mean, especially if you're going to go aftermarket on cars. That's people spend dumb amounts of money doing crazy things to cars that some people might look at and be like, "What in the fuck are you doing that for?
100%.
Like, why did you put a $20,000 engine in your 92 Honda Prelude that's got rust in every wheel well?" But people do it because they love that car, they want to do it, and they're passionate about it. So
it's also a thing where people get a brand new car, right? And they automatically want to go out and go get some new rims, right? Or they want to. I hate this car wrap generation bullshit where they want to put a. You gotta get that.
no, that was my medicine alarm. Sorry.
Oh, do you need to take your medicine?
No, I'll be fine.
You don't want to flex on your medicine?
Why do I want to flex on my medicine?
I don't know.
We don't promote drug use. No, it's bad.
Well, technically, us vaping is drug use.
Yeah, I guess.
But that's
so
the
is
thing.
this,
That's
right?
the thing. People buy brand new shit, and it's like, I don't know. Why not just buy an older car and hook that up instead of buying something brand new that it doesn't really need that, especially if you're spending, it's like here's a good example. Someone will buy a cheap car and they'll try to make it fast. But people that buy fast cars don't try to make it faster. You understand? Like if you go buy a hypercar, I'm not talking about a Toyota Supra. I'm talking about a car that you spent 200K plus on, or even 150K. No one's gonna take that to get it tuned. It's gonna be extremely, extremely rare. Like 1%, maybe 5%, right? But that's because they strive or they want to get to that level of that speed and saying, "Oh, I did this only with 80 grand," right? And it's a fucking Honda Civic, bro, right? Like you have a coffee can on the back with a valve to make it sound like it's ripping ass, right? Like the other day, me and Bree were driving somewhere, not the other day, a couple months ago, and she goes, "Jay, why do cars do that? Like, why do cars put mufflers on?" You know how Bree is, childish, whatever. I said, well, and then before I even answered, she says, "Do they do that so it sounds expensive?" She's like, "Do higher end cars sound like that?" And no, they don't. Majority of the time on the higher end cars, you hear more of the transmission whine before you hear the exhaust, unless you're downshifting, and then you might hear those pops and whistles. But it's not something that, and when you do hear that sound from a car, it sounds good. Like it's, for lack of better terms, an exhaust sound engineer. You know what I mean? Like the guy that
Yeah.
made the exhaust said, how can we get the most amount of decibels and sound from these pipes? How do we do it? Right? And I'm sure that's a job. I know a Krapovic is a great example. They have designers. Krapovic, I think they're Swedish or Austrian. But they have sound engineers that when they make these pipes, they bend it an extra 3 degrees to get that little bit more of a grunt from it, you know? And that's what they do. But when people do this with Honda Civics, they slap a muffler on there that
Yes. Yes. There's always got to be somebody that ruins it.
bro.
That's
I can't.
Oh.
I can't. Like, and then they're I listen
it's
to
literally
them
called
talk.
a fart can.
Yeah,
Like-
I listen to and I'm not saying it has to be high end, but I listen to them talking. They're like, man, I got that B12 engine, you know, with the 86 horsepower output. Did you
You
put
did what?
stickers on it for an extra 10 horsepower too? Did you throw those on the back window to make sure your aerodynamics are more in tune? Like, I don't know. I look at a car like a place to get from point A to point B. Same thing with motorcycles, right? Look, you do what you want to do. It's just, you know, don't be the Honda Civic guy. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, there's always the argument of to each his own, but that's exactly it. Don't be a Honda Civic. Like, and that's not saying that, oh, you drive a Honda Civic, you're a Honda Civic guy. No, there's a very specific subset. It's kind of like saying, oh, look at that fucking WRX, that guy vapes, right? It's just there's certain things that, like, if it applies 98% of the time, it's gonna go.
Yep.
Right. So if I
100%
see
agree.
you in your 08 SI and then I see you start that up and I can hear it sounding like you got the bubble guts, then
people think that that's cool though. And they've always thought, I mean, even if you're going back to when I was growing up, right? Like, even when I was young, right? 15, 16, people thought that was cool. And
there's exhaust sound, which sounds good. You know, it's kind of, you would say classy.
Realistic.
Right.
Realistic.
Yeah, exactly. For sure. But, like, dude, it's an 08 Civic. I know that thing's got a 4-banger under the hood, and you're doing a 0 to 60 in 12 seconds. So calm that.
That's not even a quarter.
Down.
That's not even a quarter mile. That's just getting to a point where you're ready to go for the quarter mile.
Yeah.
Right, like you need a rolling start.
I needed the traffic speed. Sweet.
Yeah. and it's a thing, and it's and again, like you said, to each your own. Hey, I agree. And it's not like me being an elitist saying that everybody's got to have a high-end car. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Same thing with vapes, right? I just prefer to use the more expensive vapes than use cheap shit. That doesn't mean that I don't like cheap stuff. It's just that I prefer quality over price.
Yeah. Like, if two things are the exact same, you're not going to go buy the more expensive one because it's more expensive if they're the exact same.
Yep.
But if there is a value in the higher price, then there's a value, and that's what it is. It's not just, oh, I only use high-end shit. It's
and
I see the value.
To even egg that on a little bit more with the Civic thing is, if your argument is I bought a Civic for 20 grand and I put 60 in it and now it's an 80 grand car, I bet you that the cap of what the power you can output that engine at, okay, versus if you bought an 80 grand car, okay, you'll be able to cap. First off, that probably has more horsepower than what you just did with 80 grand in that Civic, number one. But you'll be able to cap that engine out even more than what you did on that 80 grand. You understand? So,
yeah.
With vapes, obviously, that doesn't apply because 100 watts is 100 watts, right? I mean, it is what it is. High-end cars are nice. Yeah, especially when you get into, like, the hypercars. I agree. Like, Paganis and shit, yes. They're very, very nice cars. I can't ever, even if I was a billionaire, I couldn't see spending $3 million on a car. Ooh.
Yeah, that's tough. Like, that's tough. That's, you know, I like smaller cars anyway, so most of the time when you get into that, it's like larger things. Like a Huracan's still a big car,
They're
right?
long.
Like, that's kind of why, that GT3 is what appeals to me, because it's small, it's quick. I mean, at 550, 600 horse out of a straight six, but still, that's what appeals to me. And everyone's going to have their own pick.
That's why I like
Yes,
it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, the Pagani, like, you look at it and you're like, this is
It's a
like
Pagani. Right.
imagination.
It's a Pagani.
Like,
Right. Right. Yeah, and that's why I like the TTRS, right? A 5-banger. But it's the same unibody as the Porsche. It's the same company, Porsche and Audi. But I loved it because it was fast, right? 300
yeah.
and oh my god, I can't remember now. 300 and something horsepower. I loved it. I love the sound of it, the yellow one, but I had to get rid of it, right? But that's why I love them. And when you go into like the Huracans, whatever, they do become longer. Ferraris, they're just longer cars just because they are. That I guess that's what makes it look the way that it does, is the length of it versus something short. You don't have a lot of real estate to make it look fast. Unless you look
Yeah.
at like a Lotus. A Lotus looks pretty fast.
Yeah, Lotuses aren't bad. I mean, I think it comes down to the amount of power. There's probably a practical reason for it. Like if it was small, the aerodynamics probably may not be the same, so you'd be losing downforce or something. Who knows who's going to be driving that car at that speed? I will say something I can't really understand is um, the fact that I could go look at a Pagani Huayra. Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. It's a really hard name to say. And then they have an Hermes version. Why did you lay this whole car out with an Hermes interior?
Because people will pay
What
for
the
it. See, so hold on. But when you're talking about things that are expensive, right? You can't use that argument. You can't. I mean, you could try and say, why would you do this with this interior? Why would you put this engine in it? Because we can. That's why.
That's
That's
the answer, right?
That's your answer, right? Like a Koenigsegg, favorite car in the world. I fucking love them. CXR, I love all of the Koenigsegg lines. The way that they did their door, I don't know if you've ever looked them up. They pop out and then they not butterfly. They pop out 4 inches and then they go up like an L.
Yeah.
And first off, if you've got curbs, that's a nightmare, right?
Oh,
you don't need to get a rubber seal on the end of that because you're gonna be rubbing that curb every time. But it's because you can, right? That's it.
Yeah.
And you don't argue that because, and it's like people that like me with the R, whatever you want to call an SQ8. I don't give a shit what you call Q8. I don't care. My RSQ8, right? I love it. But the other day, someone made a comment, Bree, you'll find this funny. And I was like, man, I got 6 miles to the gallon this week, right? Like, that's it. And he says, it's not miles to the gallon. It's smiles to the gallon. I was like, okay, I like that.
It's right?
Cute. And usually when someone's going to spend that money, right, on a car, whether it's souping it up or whatever, you're not worried about how much miles to the gallon. You don't give a fuck. You've got that money to buy that car. What makes you think you care about how bad the gas mileage is? You don't give a shit. It's the same thing with the vapes. Yeah, we get it that it does the same shit. But we got something that's more expensive than yours.
Yeah. Right. Like, I don't care. Maybe it's just a guy thing. I'm sure there's girls that like it too. But like when you get out of your car and hey, nice car. That's a really nice car. You're right. Like, hey, thanks, man.
It's a good way to pick up women. Thanks. It's a good way to pick up women.
You pull up in a fucking, it doesn't work for me. I pull up in a Ford Focus and they're not going to know what the fuck it actually is. I get men who know what it is, so it's like, sweet, I'm not gay. This doesn't work for me.
Men or young men?
I get, well, it's no one middle. It's either younger, like 18-year-olds, or somehow it's like 55, 65-year-old men.
So the bracket of 20 to 40 is just out of the window.
Yeah, they just, apparently it's just not there. It's just, okay, all right. Like, we had a door-to-door salesman, freaking guy selling Kirby vacuums the other day, right? And he comes in, he freaking literally rattled off like the entire specs of my car. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, yes. that's what it is, I guess. I don't. Holy shit.
See, but when you got your car, right? I have a lot of comments for that. But when you got your car, did you buy the car because you wanted it, or you buy the car because you thought it was cool and everybody else would?
No, I bought it because I wanted it. I bought it for me. I
But you
wanted
didn't
it
buy
since
it
it was
brand new. You
announced.
bought it used.
Yeah, yeah.
Why
By the
didn't you
time I
buy
was
one
able to
brand new when they
finally
came
get it,
out?
I couldn't afford it then.
Yeah,
I mean,
50K
they
is a
were
little
what?
expensive for someone that's just coming up to, especially if
Yeah,
your parents aren't buying it for you. You know, that's
yeah. I wish I knew that was like. Not even
yeah. I'm
my
not gonna
first
lie.
car
I'm
was
not.
given
I'm
to
not.
me.
I'm not jealous of the people that come up and are presented with all these great awards for just being born. That's nice. I mean, that's nice, but you're never going to appreciate shit, right?
That's
If
that's the other thing. I guess that's why it can be seen as, oh, he's flexing this. It's like, yeah, I guess if I am going to use it as a flex, it's simply because I earned it and I got what I wanted, right? I wanted a deception and I earned it by being able for you to see enough in me that I was able to purchase one, and I use it every single day because I absolutely love it, right? And I chose to spend the money on it. So that's the way, in a sense, there's a little bit of pride behind the fact that I own one. Not just because it's a J Hayes product and it's a collector's thing. No, it's like it means something. It
sure,
stands for something.
sure.
And that's kind of the point, right? Yes, it sounds stupid to say, oh, well, it's just a car. Yeah, but I wanted it since 2015 and I finally found one and I was able to get it. So that's just it.
You know what I've always wanted to
Yeah.
do? I've always I have this thing, and it's not because of Mafia 3, but it kind of in a way is, right? Like, it's gonna sound corny, but I've always wanted to get an older classic car and make it modern.
That's fun. The amount of similarities sometimes I find that we have.
So when I
My
say that, I'll give you a better example. Let me do an SS, Chevy Nova SS,
Okay.
right, or Chevelle
Hmm.
SS.
Yep.
Put some 22s on it. I know a lot of people will say don't do that. Put like a 454 big block in it, and just with a nice blower and a 4-speed, just oh my god, the sound, 4-barrel carburetor. Oh my god, yo.
See, I would want to go a little bit further than that because I would want to take like a 68 Cobra, right? That's Shelby.
That's a lot.
And
Oh, it's 68.
then,
Okay.
yeah. So like a 68, and then take a 2021 GT 500, take the engine out of it, put it in the 68, take the interior out of it,
Oh, I
put it
see
in the
what you're saying.
68.
I see what you're going more technical aspects. So
Yeah.
there is Mercedes did this. Mercedes took a 1980 or 1970, I can't remember what Mercedes it was, and took everything out of a brand new Mercedes and put it in the 80s one. It like the whole outside of the car is the old one, but the inside, like even the seats, and I was like, holy shit. If the
Right?
manufacturer didn't do that, and that's private, the amount of money that's gonna first
Oh,
off, you're gonna junk the other car, right? Like
yes. Brand new car. It's gone.
fucking trash, right? Like that's it. There's no engine in it. You just have a body, right? That's it. And then all the old, what would have been cool if they took the old interior and retrofitted that into the new car. That
Oh,
would have
that
been
would have been
badass.
wild.
Yeah, that would have been badass.
Even
Let me see if I
updated it,
can pull
like
it up.
not necessarily technologically updated it, but like cleaned it up, made it
Yeah,
look,
yeah.
gave it that route. I just think that would look so cool to have like kind of Eleanor from Gone in 60 Seconds with just you open it up and it's like a digital gauge cluster and all this shit with an 800 horsepower engine behind it. Like, oh man, that would be wild.
Yeah, I can't find it, but I remember seeing it on Facebook, and I was just so fascinated with the amount of work. And Mercedes themselves did it. It wasn't like a private guy that did it, and it was just wow, just intense.
Yeah, that would be awesome because I like technology. That's just me. Like when I get into a car, like I like it feeling techy. Yeah, you got CarPlay, but you got like a screen here. You've got all the information up on the dash. You might have an auxiliary something, whatever. It's giving you all that information from the car. Like I like that feeling, kind of like a cockpit esque feeling.
You
not
ever
just.
you ever driving a Supra? Old Supras, like
Um,
last Gen 3.
I haven't driven one. No, I've
You
worked
ever
on
sat in
one.
one?
Yeah.
That's cockpit.
Yes.
That is
100%.
legitimate cockpit. Like
Yeah.
the wraparound, the shifter, everything feels like you're in maybe not a plane cockpit, but a cockpit is something like a
You just feel like
warship
you're
or
a
something.
spaceship. Like,
Yeah,
this is fucking awesome.
yeah.
Yes.
It's. I don't know if I like that though. It's like I get it, driver focused. I understand that, but it doesn't make it fun for the passenger. You know what I mean? Like you have
No, yeah, like,
no access to anything.
yeah. Wouldn't want to take a road trip in this. Like, that's gonna be. I'm gonna get claustrophobic all of a sudden. Like, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah,
Ju-
it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think stuff like that is just that would be cool, but like you said, the expense of it would be through the roof.
Oh my god, so much wasted money, so much.
But then again, I get against that argument is what the fuck else is money for? Like,
I think at that point it's a bragging thing, right? If you, I mean, if you're converting a car like that, but because you're not doing it for practicality reasons, you're doing it to say
no.
that you've done it. But like the old school cars, like a Nova SS or Chevelle SS with it's just so like, for instance, I was on this kick. You seen Expendables?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that pickup truck is a Ford F100, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so badass. You know, like I
Yeah.
watched that and I was like, my God, how it's lowered with the bigger ram. It just looks so fucking clean, right? But then you don't have air conditioning, you don't have heat, uh, you don't have a radio, right? Like I get it, I do, but I'm okay.
Yeah,
Like,
like I gotta have certain things. Like I like my heated seats. You know, it's
yeah,
like
yeah. Now you're taking that
just,
away. I'm
yeah,
all right.
I'll just all right. We'll just sacrifice, I guess.
What
I don't
up?
know.
What
I
up?
like when companies do that though. They do the whole because we can thing. Like I'm not a big Dodge fan, but like the TRX, they're like fuck it,
Don't even get me
whatever.
started on that. I want that thing so bad, bro. The carbon fiber everywhere. But the type of people that drive those trucks are the people that don't use a truck for what it is. That's the guy that owns the construction company that comes out and might put
Yeah.
like a toolbox in the back. You know what I mean? Like he's not using that truck for what the original idea of a truck is used for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
TRXs are
there's
nice
so
though.
many of them.
Expensive
They're
as shit.
collectors.
They're expensive as shit too.
Yes.
I don't
Yeah,
to
you
say
got a
that you,
truck with 700 horsepower. Like,
but it's a
oh, okay.
but it's a Dodge. Like
Yes, that's the downside. I don't even see it as Dodge anymore. I just see it as Fiat because anytime I get inside of them, I'm just like,
it
that's
is
all over the
sexy
place.
inside though. It is. I
Yeah,
tell
that
you
big
that.
like it's like a what a like giant 13-inch
Yeah, it's
like
like a fucking
vertical. It's like
iPad.
what the hell?
Yeah,
Like
it's nice. Dude, I even thought about when we were at the best because Shadow drives a Ram, and it's nice, you know, and it's not like a super high end version. But that TRX, man, I saw a video of that. I was like, ooh, wee. I don't know why I'd get it, but just I want it because it's nice.
yeah,
And they don't really do that, you know, with trucks. They did the Lightning, you know, but you don't see that like you did in the 90s with the Typhoon and the Cyclone. It's just not a thing to make a
yeah, they're
pickup
not as
truck.
common.
It's not.
You
It's
just
not.
got two now. You've got the TRX and you've got the Raptor, and that's it. And that's really the only option. They try to do it with other stuff, but at that point, it doesn't make sense. Like, why do I need a Jeep with 700 horsepower? I don't. Um, it's a little bit much. I think that is
Yeah,
definitely a
it's like
mom car.
I think mine's got, I don't know how much horsepower mine has, but it's like I think mine has it because it's so fucking heavy.
Yours is like 600, I think. I want to say it's like
um
600, 650. I'm also a big fan of turbos over like naturally aspirated or supercharged. I just like the way they sound.
591.
Yeah, I just like the way turbos sound. That's just my thing. They're fun. That and that boost comes on and it just feels good. That'll put a smile on anyone's face. I don't care who it is.
Speed usually does that and it makes panties wet.
That happens.
Makes
Did
my
everything vibrate? And...
What happened to Lance? Lance was supposed to come by. Did he never? He never shut up.
Well, he came in. I don't know what happened. The link was still in Discord.
Did Mac get his stuff fixed? Is he able to type now? No, he's not in here anymore.
Nice rehashed Ford pickups. One, I don't know what. It's so hard to understand Carl sometimes.
Oh, he's saying Ram is a rehashed Ford pickup.
That's like saying.
I don't know if I agree with that. Didn't Dodge come up with the pickup before Ford did?
Wouldn't it have been Chevy back in the day, all way back when.
We're talking about like the 50s, right? Or are we going before that?
I would think it would be before that. It might have been Dodge in the
I think it was Dodge.
The rum running era.
Yeah, hold on. I don't think it was Ford.
No, Ford's famous for the whole assembly line thing. That's pretty much.
Wow, 1896. Gottlieb Daimler. Oh, that's the guy. That's the people that work with Daimler. That's the people that work with Mercedes. That's not what I was looking for. American first pickup truck. Well, they're considering the Ford Model TT. I was thinking of more modern, but
wasn't that like a Model T with just like a bed on the back, kind of?
That's all.
Yeah, it's just.
I was thinking of more modern, but okay.
Yeah. That doesn't really translate into what a truck is nowadays.
I mean, at that point, I mean, I don't know. It's like with mine. I consider mine a truck. It's just so big and heavy. I mean, 6,000 fucking pounds, bro. That's a big boy. Like you need that V8 twin turbo. It's not going to go anywhere with a 6 or even an 8 non-turbo.
Yeah, you gotta have that, especially if you want it to have any sort of get up and go versus top speed kind of thing. Like, I want to be able to accelerate, not drag my feet.
It takes off. It 100% takes off. It does. It launches.
No, but I think it's interesting because that this even ties into the same thing we were just talking about. Is like market research is a very important thing. It's just sometimes I feel like corporations make the wrong decisions with that research. And that's kind of almost alienates people, I think.
I'm trying to think of an example as far as a mass produced. I mean, if you look at Sony with their cameras, I don't know. Give me an example.
Well, if you were to look at something that really
made a mistake,
divides people, I wouldn't say mistake necessarily, but something that really divides people. Look at the touch bar on the MacBook Pros, right? That was a real divisive topic.
I love that fucking touch bar. I don't know what everybody's talking about. Like,
you had people that hated it, you had people that loved it, and it was just like, oh wait, there was either or. Like, that was it. Like,
bro, the new MacBook, the up volume, it's such a big key, right? I don't know. Bree likes her touch bars on her. Like, I think it was a bad move removing it.
Makes it cheaper.
It makes me wonder, like, if they took it away because they didn't want to put more development into it, or if they took it away simply as a result of all of the supply chain issues.
You really think that? That's a good question. Do you really think that Apple was like, "Oh, we've heard from you and we've responded"? Like, they might tell you that to make you feel like you're part of the development process.
Yeah.
But I think the reality of it is that is a valid point, that they were like, listen, there are some compatible issues. Some apps work with it, some don't. We hoped all these apps would pick it up. Yeah, that's probably it. I mean, it might be what people said, but I feel like I love that. Dude, I downgraded. I got rid of the 14 for the last year's model.
Yeah.
And that's rare for me with an Apple product. That is rare.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first time it's ever been done, for me. And I've been an Apple avid user for, holy shit, since the iPhone 3.
I would have to say we'll probably get that answer like with the next MacBook years from now, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's like if they show back up, and then they'll be like, oh, okay.
Yep.
Now I could get the argument of listening to people for like the SD card slot and more ports. That makes sense. You got the room, freaking put them on there.
The
Don't
SD
take them
card,
away.
I 100% agree. I feel like the number one thing that I missed with the Mac was the SD card slot. Um, yeah, Bree, because you're using the 16 now, right? You don't have an SD card slot on the side. Yeah. I love that. So the fact that they brought it back and even put it on the 14, that's nice. You know,
Yeah. You got to take away from the forced accessory thing that sometimes Apple likes to do. Like, yeah, we took this off, so you got to buy this other shit. That's kind of tough, right? For somebody, especially I spent $2,500 on this laptop, and I had to go spend $100 a piece on an accessory to get an SD slot. Like, why, Apple? Why'd you do that? You have the room. You're
yeah,
not
other
doing
than
anything else.
that, you'd have to buy this little sweet number, right? Which takes an
Yes.
SD that has a USB-C port. So
Yeah. It's like I want to believe that they're listening, but also still trying to be Apple in their innovative niche that they sit in. It's just certain things maybe not the best idea. I don't know why they couldn't have altered like the old MacBook Pro like a year in and added an SD slot. I really don't see why they couldn't have done that.
I remember when right before the M1 came out, Mac did like a silent or Apple did a silent launch of the new MacBooks, and nobody really knew about it because it was just in the middle of the year, just randomly, hey, we have these CPUs in these now, these i9s and i7s, and it was just like it's silent launch, like it just happened one day, and that was big. Like they sold a lot, but I don't know. I know you bought the new MacBook, right?
Yeah.
But you've
Yeah.
never owned the old one.
Exactly. So it's not like I'm missing out
Yeah,
on
you have
something
no
for me.
idea what you're coming from. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, never again. Never again. This will probably be the last MacBook I ever buy. If they go back to this design, great. If not, well, then I guess I'm using this shit. Unless you do such a big change. You know, they had the same MacBook and they use the same fucking camera for every model for the past 8 years, whatever.
Yeah, like come on.
And now
The
you
little
find,
stuff.
yeah, it's such a small thing that you could fix. If you could put a small little camera in an iPhone, why can't you put that at the top of the screen?
Exactly. I mean, and then for you to like I get the complaints about the whole notch thing, especially since they can't just
Hate the notch.
bake into the operating system that it's there, which doesn't make much sense to me. But like, the big thing with it's the only thing that really has Touch ID anymore is the MacBook, right? Everything else is Face ID.
Yeah, they were supposed to implement Face ID in OS, but I guess they never did it. But the touch, I don't mind. I don't mind.
No, it's nice. It's nice and simple, easy.
Yeah.
It's in a easy spot, right? You need to throw that on there. That's pretty standard on laptops, I think, nowadays. I wanted a computer that lasts and
The MacBook
anything.
will last. It'll last.
Yeah,
It's a
exactly.
good
And
product.
anything portable wise, like you have to go Apple on it. Which just is what it is.
I 100% agree. 100%.
I do sometimes think they do take a little too long to update it. I mean, how long did that last one last? 6 years that they had the MacBook Pro out? Like
3 years, same model, and then 3 years, and then even the model before that was very similar.
Yeah.
Very
like,
similar. Very similar.
Just a little bit more, I guess. But I guess for them, they really wanted their upgrading the whole Apple Silicon thing is really going with that ARM
Best thing ever.
chip architecture.
Oh my god, dude. That chip. So are you on it right now, or are you on like a PC right now?
No, I'm on my PC right now just because that's where my sound system's set up with and everything.
Yeah, there's even people
but
that take the MacBooks and they just use the USB-C ports. I don't think you could do more than 2 though. On the
like
40.
2 additional screens, I think. I don't know.
You might be
I
able
don't
to,
remember.
but you got the power. I mean, that chip is.
Oh yeah, that chip is
oh,
pissed.
Shit.
These things are, and I think they just updated them to make them even better or something, like with the software or whatever.
Yeah.
So like people are using them, like testing them for like gaming and stuff, and it's just shitting all over everything.
And it's like, these CPU companies, right? They're like, okay, we got to do some shit. Like if
yeah,
It's smart. That is a smart. It's a risk, right? Apple had a risk there. Okay, we're gonna make a new chip that's never been done before. You've always had Intel and AMD, right? And I think Nokia, right? Like you've always had these chips. Who makes Snapdragon for Android? Do you
Uh,
know?
Qualcomm,
Who is it?
Qualcomm,
Qualcomm, really?
yeah, that's who makes the Snapdragon chip.
But they don't make computer chips, right? Okay.
No,
You would think that they would, right? Do a nice socket for your chip. Why not? If you're doing it for a phone, you could definitely do it for a computer, right? Because anyway,
yeah, I mean they're compatible
I,
as in a sense.
when they start doing that with iPhones, look, I'm not saying people in chat that if you have Androids, I'm talking shit, but if you start putting like M1 chips in phones, they already do it with
Oh,
iPads. Holy shit, bro!
what the
That's a
fuck?
computer. There's your
Yeah,
gaming system on a phone.
that is so much power in your hand. Like that's insane.
So but AMD and Intel are looking at it and they're just like, okay, we're in trouble, right? Because if and people will argue this and say it'll never happen. I think Apple will. I think they're going to drop their CPU. It might take a couple years, but if you
I
could,
could see.
if they partner with, like, I don't know if you know about building computers, but if they partnered with Gigabyte, the people who make the motherboards, or ASUS,
Hmm.
right, and said, listen, let's make a socket just for our chip.
Oh, they would. Those companies would jump all over that in a heartbeat. I think. I
Uh,
think at that point, all they're waiting for, in terms of Apple, what they're waiting for would be more um, more software to pick it up, right? So that you can be sitting there playing what they call AAA rated games and, run anti cheat and that kind of stuff to be compatible. Because I know they are, one of the anti cheat companies is already working to make their software for the ARM chip
uh-huh.
architecture. That way, you can play Call of Duty without like a virtual machine or, run in parallels or whatever to have to run Windows to play it. Because all of the native games that you can play on Mac, good example, World of Warcraft, in all the tests they do, like the things run, 200 frames per second, no glitches, no problems at all. And that's literally equivalent. Like that's better than what I run on mine. And I've got a 2080 Super from NVIDIA, I think. I mean, like that's crazy. And that's a
200
laptop.
FPS is fucking nuts. What is it though?
Yeah.
Your eye, I remember looking this up. Your eye cannot detect anything over. Is it?
60.
I think it's the number I'm looking for. I think it's like 75 or it's 70.
Yeah, it might be.
But 60 is an average number, right? But like if
Yeah.
you're going to 200 FPS, first off, that file is going to be fucking massive. Like if you were to save that, that's a lot of.
Yeah.
That means for anybody that edits, when you move over in 1 second, there's going to be 200 pictures of the same fucking thing. That's in. That's insane. That's
Yeah.
nuts. That's crazy talk.
Which
But
is kind of funny. I mean,
if Apple did that, where they sold their CPUs and allowed you to, it's a tough call. But let's just say stocks are down, everything's falling. Why the fuck not? Why not?
that's ball game, right? I mean, that's it.
Yeah,
That's it. Apple takes over.
that you could buy Intel. Like it's over. It's over.
Yeah, Intel's already struggling against AMD without, they're just not being I don't want to say innovative, but they're not accelerating enough
Right.
to compete with AMD flying off the handle, especially when it comes to gaming. So, yeah, if Apple got in there, oh, I'd be all day. Nobody wouldn't
When
not
they
use
started
it. They
making
already
GFX cards, like graphics cards, oh god,
yeah.
bro, just
Well, that at that point it would just be like a kind of like a combined system, right? Because your graphics and your processor are both in the M1 chip or the M1 Pro, M1 Max, whatever. So it's like all you got to do is, and you could make it like just hook up to a socket, and everything runs through that. You don't even have to run PCIe on it. Oh, it'd be so fast.
dude, just
It'd be so fast.
well, I mean,
Like that would.
I'd wonder. Like, I've been on Apple's website, right? Because I wanted to build the Pro. Like, I want one. I have at the house. I run a Mac Pro, not a MacBook Pro, a Mac Pro.
Yeah.
And it's like space gray, 27-inch, beautiful. But they haven't updated them. They just
No.
They,
Not yet.
for whatever reason, it's been 5 years, 6 years. Very hard to find brand new. So anyway, I have that with the i9 in it, and I love it, right? Graphics card, but the screen is this thin, and then the center gets a little fatter. But when they first announced the desktop version, right, the one that you could build, when you go on their site, bro, I don't know if you can still do it now. I'll never forget the price of the computer that I built was like $92,000. I said, okay, listen to me. I want to see somebody game on that system, because if it's good for video editing, I could imagine. I'm gonna pull it up now because I think it's like 85,000. Hold on, I'm gonna pull this up. It's insane, bro.
When I was doing research, like deciding what chip I wanted, whether or not the Pro was enough instead of the Max or whatever, like there were people doing comparisons of a new M1 Max versus their like $20,000 Mac Pro, and the M1 Max chip just shits on it, and it's in a laptop. Like they were like, this doesn't make any sense. That like this thing cost me a fortune.
Okay,
I don't.
Hold on. Oh, that's a rack. We don't want the rack. Hold on. Let's just do this. Let's see. Let's just go with the. Let's go with that guy.
Oh, God.
Wait. Let's go with this guy here.
What? Why?
And then we're gonna go with this guy here. Yep. And then we're gonna go with the 8 terabytes. We're gonna add the afterburner card. Why not? And we're gonna do the magic mouse and trackpad. So, and we're gonna, well, why not just add Final Cut, bro?
Oh my God.
So we're at $52,847 fucking dollars. Now let's just upgrade the frame too. 53,247. I don't know where I got 80 grand from. Yeah, I mean, even if you want the base model, right? Base model.
That's a server on crack. Like
is that the base model? I can't be right.
The hard drive, I think you.
I mean,
that would be the base model. 7 grand.
Yeah, I mean, even base model. You know what kind of fucking computer I can build for 7 grand? A beast.
Oh
like
God, you
monster.
Yeah. Oh, that was a lot of
Dude,
cheese.
$52,000. Like, who buys that? Even if you're
that's like the down payment on the house you're buying. Holy shit!
Yeah,
like,
that's
what
insane.
The fuck?
I mean, yeah, that's the cheapest CPU. Yeah, that's the yeah, it's a 3.5.
You got 1.5 terabytes of RAM for 52 grand. What? Yeah,
that's just nuts, dude. I mean, you are literally. But the crazy part is, right? Like you would think with that system, because they're M1 Max Pro, why not throw that in there? Why are you using Intel? Did you not? Well, they had the M1. Maybe it's just give it a year or two, right? And then they'll be able to cut that cost down. Cut the cost down because now it's your chip, right? You don't have to pay any licensing fees, no nothing. It's ours.
Yeah, I mean, talk about expenses going down, like that becomes a lot of profit in that case.
Oh yeah,
I mean, that just makes sense on Apple's part, and at the same time, the whole technology sector is gaining from it.
Yep.
So it's like a win-win.
And that 50 grand would now become 30, 25 maybe, right? And maybe even lower, because I mean, just the chip by itself is, I'm sorry, the chip by itself, top of the line, 28 cores, 7 grand. So if you could somehow stack your M1s.
Well, the M1's already got a 32 core, but that's the GPU and the processing cores.
Right, it's everything.
Still, that's a lot.
Right, correct, because they put everything inside of that one chip, everything.
And that chip starts at
except for the memory, right? No, the memory's in the chip too.
The memory's in it too.
Yeah, memory.
Because it's unified. They both share it.
Hard drive's not though. Hard drive, hard drive is external, right? Wow.
Yeah, that's the way to go. I don't really see them not doing that. It doesn't make sense. Like especially if everyone's going to take that ARM on board, like if everyone's going to basically accept it, then you might as well
You think Apple would ever
go
do
ahead.
it? You think they'd do it? You think they'd sell it?
I feel like if they haven't thought about that, then I think they're doing it wrong.
Oh, they
It's
definitely
just
thought about it.
they
100%.
have
How
to.
much money can we make off of this chip and a motherboard?
Yeah, if we can take down Intel, okay, let's do it. Like,
Oh, they
why
definitely
not?
100%. They thought of that. 100%.
Oh man, that's going to be a wonderful day. But that's the kind of competition that's good, right? Because then it forces Intel to adapt and come up with some
Yeah, now you
crazy
gotta
shit.
make that same shit, right? Because Intel doesn't do graphics cards; they only do CPUs, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know
just
AMD
process.
does graphics cards,
Oh,
but yeah, I don't think
it's
Intel does. Uh, and Intel's owned by Microsoft, isn't it? Or Intel
mm,
owns Microsoft?
I thought Intel was a part of IBM.
It is it? I thought no.
No, they're their own company. I don't think they're owned by Microsoft. Because at that point, Microsoft would be then supplying Macs with their processors, right? That's kind of odd.
I'm trying to figure out who owns.
No, Jordan says they do. Interesting. I didn't know that. Ugh.
Yeah, I can't find shit. I'd have to do a lot
Huh.
more research as to what subsidiary it is.
And I always kind of like to think that just the kind of mind blowing thoughts of the things we went to the moon on and what we have at the power of our fingertips
Bro,
nowadays.
the moon. We didn't land on the moon. I
The
don't believe it. I don't
things we
believe it.
claim to go to the moon on.
Look, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm just saying I don't think we went to the fucking moon. I don't. What? Have we
Okay, do
been
you believe we
back?
went to outer space? Did we at least go to outer space?
Yes.
Okay, so we can launch something into outer space on a toaster, and then nowadays we all got these in our hands. So,
Well, how far is
like,
the moon?
I want to say it's what, like 30 something thousand miles
And how
away.
far to reach outer space?
I think it's 6 miles.
Really? That's it?
It's really it's not 6 miles. It's probably like 18 or something like that. It's something relatively like a normal travel distance.
It's only 18 miles up. There's no way that's accurate.
I'm pretty sure like it's not
Get
very
the
far.
fuck out of here. It's 18
No,
miles.
look it up.
You're
Like
blowing my mind.
it's definitely less than
How
100.
far
for sure.
up to go in space? 62 miles. Bro, you said 18 miles. I said, okay.
I knew it was less than
So I
100.
could drive right down the street and I could be in outer. That's
But
still
60
not
miles,
far.
like, that's an hour. Like an hour driving at 60. Like,
Yeah, 62 miles. So, and the moon is how far? You said how?
oh, 266 is what they're saying in chat.
To
Holy
go
shit.
to go to the moon?
Yeah, 266,000 miles.
No, I got 238,000.
Okay.
238,900 miles. So, okay. So you tell me, first off, where you get the gas, right? Like, where's the gas? Okay. Because I don't know about you, but if you drove that, here we go into 80 mile per hour. If you drove, and they say the reason why we haven't been back is because the technology's not the same. That's the reason.
So use the old technology.
I don't think you can anymore because it doesn't
Why?
communicate. That's the reason that NASA said, right? So if we went there in the 70s and with the technology that's advanced today and you can't go back again, maybe we're not on Mars.
Yeah, that's it. It really brings up a lot of questions of,
Maybe it's
there's
like
not really.
because you could watch like pictures of like the rover, right, and pan around, maybe we're not there. Maybe it's like
So we've just stopped at having the International Space Station, and that's the farthest we've gotten.
You really think we're on the moon? Like legitimate?
I mean, I want to believe that we did. Like,
and they got the video coverage back in the 70s of it.
It's one of those things I feel like if you think too much about, like, you're kind of just like, I don't see how that's possible. Right? Like, how are we broadcasting from the moon in 1969? But I can't.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. When you start putting shit together, why do you have better footage on the moon live than you do at CCTV footage that's right outside?
Yeah.
But like you got to start to wonder.
That's a good point.
That doesn't make any sense to me. Look, I'm not, especially 60 years ago. I don't know, man.
Yeah, you can't think too much about that because then that's a rabbit hole. That's a big old rabbit hole.
I don't know how you could, I get it. You want to believe it. It's hard for me to understand. And I don't know if you've seen like the Mars pictures, man. That's some high def pictures. Like, you know how long ago that happened? Right? The picture? Like, that wasn't 5 minutes ago.
No,
you understand?
Like 3 days ago.
It was like 8 days ago, that picture. Yeah. You remember old school AOL emails? You get an image of like a naked lady and it kind of scans. You start jerking off to just the
one line at a time.
Yeah, one line at a time.
On your screen.
That's what it's got to look like getting a photo from Mars. Like, is this shit going to finish loading? We'll come back in 5 days. It'll be done.
Yeah.
I don't, it's just hard for me. I don't want to be like a negative Nancy. I just can't see that we landed there. I don't know. It's hard for me to understand that. Just saying.
Yeah. I mean, I think when it comes to anything space related, it's so hard to wrap my head around any of it. It's just too much.
You don't like to think about shit like that?
It's not that I don't. I like thinking about it. It just always ends up in the same place of being mind blown. Like, just thinking about what
you really want your mind blown? I'm going to fuck you up the rest of the day. Do you want me to fuck you up? You know what I'm going to say,
Go for it.
I'm going to fuck you up right now. And it's going to mess me up, me saying it. You ready for this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Think about how much you fucking blink. And why do you blink so much? Now, for the rest of the day, you're going to be focused on your eyeballs and blinking all day.
I don't.
Every time, and you're going to catch yourself, and it's all day long. You're going to be looking at other people like, damn, they blink a lot. Why do you blink so much?
Every time I say next week, just
you just did it again. You just did it again and again.
I'm trying to like fight it. I'm like
try to fight it, but you're going to think.
It just happened.
And it's like, now I'm thinking about it. See? I shouldn't have mentioned it.
Just look at me. What's wrong with you? Why are you just staring off in space? I'm fighting. I gotta fight the blink.
Okay, that's fucking me up. All right, so Bree said, if your
tongue is not in the middle of your mouth, you cannot swallow. If you put your tongue to the right or to the left of your mouth, it will not let you swallow.
You can't. I'm trying it.
Oh my God.
So if you raise your tongue up.
What the fuck, Bree?
Oh, you definitely cannot swallow. There's no way. There's no way.
Like, you can lift your tongue, but you can't.
No.
No.
No way.
You can.
I don't even know how to.
I can't even do it if I push the right side of my mouth. I can't.
You can't eat, and you can only swallow 2 to 3 times before your body makes you pause before you can swallow again.
Wait.
Swallow 3 times in a row and then do it a 4th. You can't.
I have no saliva.
Exactly.
Give me water. I want to try that.
Well, with water, it's different because you're drinking something. It's like natural, like your mouth. Like if you try to swallow in your mouth 2 to 3 times, that's normal. But if you try to swallow it next time, you won't be able to.
Is it because you have nothing left to swallow? Or
it's like making you take a break. It's like, I can't do this. You're stressing out your body.
Oh, God.
I literally, I can't, I'm trying to swallow.
Like you try to swallow for a 4th time and you kind of can initiate it, but it won't complete. It's weird.
Try to bite your tongue and swallow. That fucks you up too. It almost makes it like have a mini panic attack.
I think I'm stressing everyone out.
Show me that thing you showed me with the muscle today. This creeped me the fuck out, bro. With the thing.
Oh.
Check this out.
So, it's kind of weird. On 20% of the population, they are missing a certain muscle, and the muscle is located in your forearm. So if you take your fingers and you touch them, you'll see that this protrudes. See it stick out? That's an extra muscle underneath there. Some people, when they do that, there's nothing there. It's totally flat. It's weird.
What's weird is I have that on this, but I don't have it on this.
He doesn't have it on this arm.
So I only have the muscle in my left arm, not my right arm.
That's weird. Yeah, I would have both. I guess it's hard to see with my camera, but
Yeah, you're pretty pale, but
this one's not like this one's out, and then this one's out.
oh, so you have it on both? Yeah, I only have it on one.
Yeah.
See, that's like I remember I remember someone telling me this shit when I was young that black people, the reason why they jump so high is they have an extra muscle in their calf. And then there was it sounds crazy, but hearing this thing now with the arms and the muscles, I mean, I don't have it in my right arm. I only have it in my left. It's just so weird.
I wonder if that's similar to like people have dimples, right? Like I only have one dimple. Like
oh, I see it on the left side of your face.
Yeah, there's only one. I don't know why, but
oh, now I'm not going to stop looking at it. Now that you fucking said that's all I'm going to look at.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we're just giving you weird body facts that are just going to fuck you up. The rest of the day you're going to be thinking about blinking.
And how many times you can swallow. New fear unlocked. Like,
what if you do small swallows?
You can't really initiate it.
It won't let you.
I can't even get past the second one.
Yeah, it won't let you.
Hold on. Let me put water in my mouth. Hold on. I can't do it. Oh my God. Bro, you got a drink? Bro, you got a drink? Put something in your mouth. Swallow very little bits. On the fourth time, it will not let you swallow. Try it. You cannot do it a fourth time. You pause.
No, I can't.
You
it like your tongue just. Your tongue.
That's
like,
fucking weird, bro. Yo, that is weird. That is really weird.
That's fucked up. The tongue thing fucks me up though. As soon as you because you could simulate a swallow, but as soon as you move your tongue left or right, you can't even simulate it. It's just no, it's off. You can't do that.
Is that because the muscle of your tongue is what causes the swallowing? So if the muscle is isolated, it won't?
I honestly have no idea.
There's no way to swallow with your tongue in the middle of your mouth. There's no way.
You just...
I can't even if I push my tongue to the right, I still can't swallow.
I can't even get my throat to move if my tongue is not centered.
It's giving me a panic attack. Yo, it's giving me a panic attack. Try to put your tongue on the right side of your mouth and swallow. Your mind won't let you do it.
When you swallow, your throat moves. But when you move your tongue to the right or left, you can't even do that. I can't even do that at all. I can't engage it.
Dude, this is I'm getting anxiety now. I have so much anxiety right now. It is, hold on, I can do this. I know I can.
One of the things, that's the weird body fact, right?
Your tongue has to, hold on. Even if you put your tongue on the roof of your mouth, you can't swallow. It only swallows when your tongue is down.
That's so, did you know the resting position for your tongue is against the roof of your mouth?
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you close your mouth and you're just sitting there, your tongue
will rest. I feel it. Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah. So I guess your tongue engages that act of swallowing or whatever?
No, you can't, Tony. Open your mouth. Put the tongue on the roof of your mouth and try to swallow.
All the way, not just the tip of your tongue, but your tongue. Force
like this.
The whole thing?
And try to swallow. No fucking way.
It comes down.
You could swallow.
If anything, it comes down.
Way. I don't know if that's a good thing to try.
I could do it when my mouth is closed and the roof of my mouth, but I can't do it when my mouth is open. No way.
Yeah,
No
I still
fucking
think
way,
your tongue
bro.
just comes down to be able to swallow.
It's
Like
so weird.
it's like you don't have control over it. You don't at all. But no, I had no, that messes me up. That left and right thing really screws with me.
Wait, which one?
The like putting like non-centering your tongue, like the fact that
And
you
trying
can't
to
even
swallow.
try. You can't even try to do it. It just
Even if you
doesn't
close your mouth, you could do tongue on the roof and swallow. Tongue on the.
Mm-hmm.
You can't even
like,
swallow. Close your mouth and don't put your tongue on the roof of your mouth and try to swallow. You can't.
No, the tongue wants to go up when I try to swallow.
Oh my, this is fucking with me bad. I have so much anxiety right now with swallowing.
Does that mean your tongue has to be like relaxed to be able to
There's
swallow?
no way, Jason. If your mouth is open and your tongue is pushing against the right side of your mouth, how are you swallowing? How?
I can't swallow. I can't stop blinking. Thanks, Bree. Help! Help!
Can you do it, Willett? If you open your mouth,
No.
put your tongue on the right side of your mouth and try to swallow.
I can't even engage like the action of swallowing. I can't get even if I do that, nothing moves.
Wait, you can't even swallow with your mouth open. Try it. Put your even if it's on
Yeah,
the
you
roof.
can.
Wait.
You just gonna have to like put your face up.
Yeah, you got to put your head up to swallow.
Yeah. But no, not like that. It doesn't work. Because you're wanting to like extend your neck every time you try.
Dude, I can't even swallow looking straight ahead without my mouth closed.
Hold on. Maria just got home. We're gonna try this. Maria,
No fucking way,
Maria,
dude. This is
come
freaking me the fuck out.
Bree's fucking us up. You come here. You gotta come here.
No way, Illuminati. I want to see you do it in a Zoom. You pour water in your mouth and zoom in on your mouth. I want to see it. I call bullshit.
Cannot swallow. No, like move your tongue to the right. You cannot swallow. It's still like centered. Like just push it to the right. Like right here. You can't swallow. The look on her face.
Dude, I can't. Even with a mouth open, I can't do it.
This
I
is
could-
like
I could kind of do it with the
brain
roof of my mouth, but the right or left side, it doesn't let me. It doesn't let me. It's so.
It's like your subconscious is like, no, not happening.
It's so strange. The blinking thing fucks with me all the time.
Yeah, now I'm aware of every time I blink, so that's a problem. And I feel like I keep blinking if I'm aware of blinking, and this is a problem.
And
I have
women
to take a nap to reset.
and women blink 7 times more than men do, which is even more weird. It's like their eyes are just naturally dirty.
Some anxiety-inducing
Oh my god.
information.
Well, good
Just
stream.
You'll look like a crazy person.
Yeah, I could swallow my mouth open and my head up. I can't do it any other way. Good job, Bray. Thank you. This is gonna fuck
It
up.
becomes really hard and a lot of focus to fight blinking, and you look like a psychopath when you do it. It's not working. I want
You
to
just gotta accept it. This is just the way that your body is. All right, guys.
The
Thank
body
you all
is
for
amazing.
tuning in to Realism. Good 2 hours. I had fun. Did you have fun?
Yes, that was a lot of fun.
Good.
I'm gonna go have a panic attack.
Go have a
That's
panic
good.
attack. Okay, you guys all be good. I will see you on Saturday, which is Christmas Day. Probably an hour special or something. Other than that, you guys be good. Stay. What's up?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.